What is artificial intelligence? Why is it deployed in business for profit making?
All right, thank you very much. Artificial intelligence is that part of science and technology that tries to replicate the activities, the content, and the energy of the human brain in devices and all kinds of things, such that such devices, such machines, whatever it is, begins to exhibit qualities that are similar to human intelligence. And that's what artificial intelligence. So as the name suggests, it is intelligence, but then artificial. But in the real workings of artificial intelligence, you will realize that you can begin to wonder whether human intelligence can really do as much as the artificial intelligence will do, because this is a concept that has come to really begin to impact our lives in ways more than we can really describe. Before now, a lot of manual stuff was happening, but these days the world is automation, the world is AI, because the world is going straight into the heart of the future, talking about quantum energy, quantum physics, 5G, 6G. I learned that 10G is operating somewhere around in China right now, and I can imagine what a 10G network will produce. It can make you disappear, because of the speed.
You disappear and appear like Willy Willy.
Yes. So our goal in this summit is to help people begin to understand and learn how they can deploy the concept of artificial intelligence in their business and in several different opportunities to begin to leverage out their stress. You can leverage out of poverty using artificial intelligence. Okay? So there are applications, there are bots, there are systems, even the social media, for instance, leverages artificial intelligence. That's why you hear the words like algorithm. Algorithm begins to help you select and help you align yourself with common interests, common purpose, common all of that, and they begin to happen for you. And of course, you know what you can do right now by creating content and putting probably on a social media platform, and before you know it, it goes viral, and it begins to help you select other content creators or other businesses or other people who are aligned with your thought, who are aligned with your flair, who are aligned with your culture, your tradition, or everything you stand for. So artificial intelligence is that part of science that helps you to actually do that. So for this particular week, we are hosting a very rare and unique conference. We call it a summit. We call it the AI and Business Automation Summit.
Wow.
We are hosting that in the city of Port Harcourt. And why are we hosting this? We want to bring every participant at par to begin to understand how they can leverage that artificial intelligence, especially in the area of impacting their finances. What can you do? How can artificial intelligence improve your earnings? How can it improve your job? How can it improve your business? Are there applications? Are there things you need to know? Are there bots or robots or things you can actually have access to? Some of them are even on your phone, but you don't know. So we are going to be showing.
You're going to show them.
Yes, we are going to be showing practically how you can connect all of this to your business. For instance, you were playing a music a while ago. That music was automated. The musician is not in the studio, and I'm not sure he's going to come here very soon. But that music can be played in 10 million other places in the world right now today. And he's not in any of those positions. Why? Because he has leveraged technology, he has leveraged automation. So he just recorded it, automated it, and spread it out. And for everywhere that content will go, it will bring result for him. So what is it that you can do that can bring result for you while you are leveraging AI? So that is what this summit is about. And this week, Sunday, the 14th of September, at the Sweet Spirit Hotel, 79 Stadium Road, here
this Sunday.
This Sunday at Sweet Spirit Hotel, 79 Stadium Road, here in our darling city, our garden city, Port Harcourt. We are going to be having that summit this week, and we are inviting everybody. Everybody. For me, for instance, I train in the financial market. And you see, artificial intelligence has actually come to help us improve our fortunes in the financial market. summit. You do not make mistakes like you used to make. You
When
do not.
do it manually.
Yes, you are no longer.
So it shows you when things are not going well, so you know what to do.
It has predictive science. It can it predicts the future. It knows where you are supposed to go and give you direction in real time to get there, and that is what it does. So if you are out there this evening and you are listening to this program, we are inviting you to the Port Harcourt AI Summit. Of course, we are going to help you begin to understand it. And every state we have gone to, we have been to several states of the country. We just finished from Akwa Ibom and Delta State and some other states. See, people are so excited when they begin to get exposed to this knowledge. So things they used to struggle with, they now discover that they don't need to struggle with it again. Like for instance, you can now write a book within 24 hours and publish it on Amazon using Advantage. Why is ChatGPT there? But people still don't know how to use it. So these are some of the things we are going to be reaching out to people for. And of course, we want you to book your spot, because we don't have unlimited space. We do not have the resource or the capacity right now to host the whole of the city. So we are going to be selective in our admittance into this particular summit. So 080-2578 4411 is the number.
Okay, you need to take it slow.
Oh yeah.
You said 080 25 hold on 2578 44 11. Let's take it again.
080 25 78 44 11. That's the first number.
Okay, the second one.
Another number 081 67 41 68 86 081 67 41 68 86. Now, this is what you're going to do with these two magic numbers. I call them the magic numbers. You are going to send the word AI.
Okay.
Now, there are two categories of people that are expected at this summit.
Okay.
Number one are those people who are going to attend the summit on Sunday for free.
Whoa.
Okay, they are attending. Yes, 3 p.m.
3
Sunday
p.m.
at the Swiss Spirit Hotel at Stadium Road. They are going to attend the summit this Sunday for free.
Okay.
Then there is another category who are not able to attend this summit on Sunday, but they want to be a part of the online summit. Okay? We're also running an online summit.
Okay.
So if you are going for the online summit, you are going to send AI online.
Okay, AI online.
Yeah, you send AI online to this number.
Yes.
Or you send AI if you are actually attending the number physical summit. Okay. So the numbers again I'm going to put there is 081 67 41 68 86 or 080 25 78 44 11. Why are you sending this? You are sending AI or AI online. Depending on if you are going to attend the
either
physical summit or you want to attend the online summit.
Let's take the numbers again.
Okay, 080 25 78 44 11 080 25 78 44 11 or 081 67 41 68 86 081 67 41 68 86.
Thank you
so you
so
send the word AI or AI online.
Thank you.
Sunday 3 p.m. at the Swiss Spirit Hotel. We'll be expecting you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having us.
You.
Thank you.
You may not realize it, but do you know you can always show your love for others with simple gestures? Here are some of them. Always look for the good in people. There are two sides to every story. We have our good and bad sides. So, look for the good in people. Focus on people's potential. Everyone has potential. So, rather than put them down, help them realize it. Choose to love. If you're given an option between giving love and receiving love, choose giving because that is a more practical choice. Treat everyone as equals. This means letting go of all the prejudice and partiality. See people for who they really are, not their jobs, not their apparels or bank accounts. If everyone does this, then the world will be a better place. Love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So, before you try to love other people, love yourself first. Forgive. We all make mistakes. So, whether it's a family or a stranger, the best way of showing love is forgiveness. Everyone deserves a second chance. Show compassion. Care for other people. Care for what they are going through. Do what you can to help. Give back to the community. Remember that a single drop of water can cause countless ripples. That donation, no matter how small, can inspire others to do the same. Smile, even to strangers. Remember that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So, do not underestimate the power of a smile. Not only does it lighten up your face, it will also brighten up another person's day. Be the spark of positivity you want to see. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. This message is brought to you by Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
All right, welcome back. It's now time for security and you.
Your safety.
If
your
I
security.
say security, Mr. Smith will understand. Ukechi Smith Divya is our security expert. He is the CEO of Snow.net Security Nigeria Limited. He is an expert when it comes to security management in AI, using AI. He is also a cyber security expert. He's a crime analyst. When it comes to security gadgets, you can call on Ukechi Smith Divya. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Maxwell.
Thank you for joining
Good
us.
evening, Rona. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, I think I've been off the studio for some time. I think
Your
I'll be
fine is
around next
increasing.
week by God's grace.
Mr. Smith, your fine is increasing, no?
Yeah, I will be around next week by God's grace.
You
I've
pay your
actually
fine
been busy
first.
lately. Definitely, I'm not scared of that. I will just give you one pedal lock.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening, listeners. Mr. Maxwell, like we were discussing last week, back to school security. You know, last week we talked about the key security lookout. We talked about what parents should look out when looking for school for their children. And we'll continue with what schools are supposed to also do from teachers and all that. But before then, within the week, I decided to visit some schools to check their security protocols. And unfortunately, the research I tried to make, so many schools I actually visited, as good as they are. Of course, you know, if I say I'm visiting a school, I shouldn't visit the school that I know are not registered. I visited some well-known schools and I saw some security lapses. And when I approached the school administrators, and as I was giving them the security loopholes, they were just shouting that they never thought it this way. I gave them instances and all that. The truth remains that we are just too busy to really look at security and see that if there is a breach in security, everything goes down. If there is any security breach in any school, I tell you, that school might not actually open for weeks and months. Imagine, God forbid, there is a kidnap issue in any school. The security agency we close the school for some time. Parents, we want to take their word out from that school, and before you know, 1, 2, 3 months, that school might be shut down. And if eventually reopened, the patronage will reduce. This is exactly why I personally took it upon myself to introduce a club that is called Security Club in schools. I discovered that schools are doing a home economics club, robotics club. I mean, store them. All the clubs, they are there in school. But unfortunately, what I think is a foundational club that is supposed to be security and safety club is not being run in the school. Schools even have ballet club. I think I'm right. People go learn ballet and all this. We borrow these things, and unfortunately, we don't have security and safety club, and that's a club that I'm piloting for schools. Having said this, now, Mr. Maxwell, let's look at the security protocol for school. And if you're a school owner or school administrator, you check if your school have this kind of protocols. I visited a school this week, and when they were dropping the children, I discovered that parents will just park, drop the children, enter. The whole place were just rowdy. The environment, people were just passing to them. I mean, I stood there for some time, and the whole rowdy environment, I didn't feel good. I said, okay, let me come back in the afternoon during the pickup. So the pickup, I came back again. I still parked my car, tinted. I was inside. Nobody came to ask, who am I? Why was I parked there? I was just there, tinted. Nobody was seeing me. My AC. I was just there for almost 30
Mr.
minutes.
Smith,
yes.
Don't you think someone would have been scared that if I come and ask this person who is parked here, what if the person brings out a gun?
Exactly what I'm saying, that a school needs an intelligent security expert. Even if I know the problem of school is salary payments, but some of these things will actually be trained. You can actually train a person to act professional. Now, ordinarily, they were supposed to come and approach me. If you're a security professional, as well, you're supposed to come and approach me to know who is this man that parked the car here, tinted car on with AC during the time of pickup. Do you understand? So I was there for over 30 minutes and nobody queried me. And after which, I still noticed the rowdy environment. That's why I'm talking to teachers, administrators, and I'm also talking to parents, so that you can look out for this kind of vulnerability in your child's school and correct it. Now, so after about 35 minutes to 40 minutes, I had to calm down. When I entered that gate.
So, Mr. Smith, what you were doing is penetration testing.
intrusion and penetration test.
Yes.
That vulnerability and penetration test. So I now enter the school. Nobody asked me anything. They assume that I'm also a parent. So I had to ask for the administrator, who now they directed me to, and I started talking to her. Mr. Maxwell, while I was talking to her, I was giving her the openings, the vulnerability I saw in the morning and in the evening. She just put her hand in her head, and she said she never saw it this way. She never thought of it. In fact,
school fees.
Yeah, exactly. So I that's what it is. So for a school administrator, for a proper security protocol, let me advise us. You do not allow parents to come inside the school. There should be a lodge or a reception for only parents, not the school reception, whereby parents will just come, park and drop their child or children in that first lodge or first reception, and the child will be taken to the second the school. You don't need to just bring your child and get access to the school premises, because I told her that imagine a situation where all of us are here and I've already entered your gate and this is me talking to you. I can actually hold people hostage here, and before you know, everybody, I told her. So exactly what school administrators are supposed to do. It is not only to sell textbooks and books. Parents also have to put their eyes down.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you've raised the issue of parents now. Some of these schools have PTA. The question is, what do they discuss when they go for PTA meetings?
Exactly the issue I was telling the school owner where my children are also schooled. I told him, because while they were doing, I saw a school fee that said PTA is around 20,000 for PTA during the school fee payment. And you can see that the particular money, that's parents. So what they do now, they don't discuss much of this security and safety. What they just do much is, it is beginning to be a kind of a social club, to say, in the PTA, whereby they just sit down, some particular money is allocated to them already by default. So they just sit down and share the money within the school owner and themselves, carry out one project and that. Because I've been involved consulting for schools. I can tell you that I've never had in contact with PTA advising that a school should do this, a school should do that. It has always been the school owner trying to improve their security. That advice has never come from PTA. So I just think that the PTA now that we have now are mainly on becoming a shooting club, whereby they just get the allocation that has actually been allocated to them and do it just like what they do now in SUG. So that is exactly what I think the PTA are doing now. But ordinarily, that's not what they are supposed to do, because their children are there. Mr. Maxwell, I tell you, because of where my children are, I have to even go to inspect their CCTV. They are resuming. And I told them that this CCTV is updated. You need to upgrade your CCTV. And I gave them reasons to upgrade. I tell you, they upgraded it. Yes, because they saw the reason. Now you cannot have a CCTV that does not have audio in your school, and you have children in the school. You are only looking at their video. You're not hearing what they are saying. You're not hearing what the teachers are saying. You're not hearing the communication going on in between. It is wrong. If you're a school administrator and you have that, it's wrong. Secondly, A school that already have CCTV shouldn't just put it in the head teacher's office and they lock the door. If the head teacher is not there, nobody monitor what happens. No, that is wrong. The CCTV should have a personnel that monitors it during the time, at least during the time the students are on. Maybe after close, the person can go. And I have always said it, a school we have caregivers, a school we have cleaner, a school we have over 5 caregivers, cleaners and all that. But they will only have two security personnel. A school as big as that have population of 1,000 persons, children, will have 2 security personnel. And those 2 security personnel will work almost 24 hours. Mr. Maxwell, tell me how they will be active. Exactly, they cannot. So I think that the school should improve in security. Like I have always said, and I have always told them, in this security club that we are doing, they are also learning. So, secondly, let me talk about the teachers. You know, this is a new term where you have students going to new classes. Teachers should monitor classroom behavior and report signs of abuse or strange behavior. Mr. Maxwell, what I mean is, somebody is coming from, so many parents have changed school for their children. Some have entered, almost everybody is in new classes. So there is a new behavior in each classes because people have carried over what they had in the other school to this school and all that. So, yes.
Do you think teachers still report, or the schools still take care of abuses these days? Don't they probably keep quiet? Probably because they don't want the parent of the abuser to either, remove the child from the school. They just probably cover it up.
Yes, that we have seen during our work. But
hello?
it's actually very important that teacher should report classroom behavior because, like I have always told you, school admin for children in your school, you should also be careful to also teach your teachers how to report so that you can handle them. We bring our children to you because we believe that you can actually shaping them, but unfortunately, they have now cloned teachers that they no longer report classroom behavior. That is why this program is on. And we are saying that as a teacher, report classroom behavior. Very important because this period, like I'm saying, even as a parent, if your children comes back to school, at least within this first month of September, be very observant to check behavioral change. Yes, as a parent, don't just take it as this is how it used to be. No, because your child from grade 4 is going to grade 5, and is meeting another different other new students there. So your child in grade 5 is going to grade 7, and is going to meet other people there. And, some of your child in primary school are going to secondary school, and they are going to meet people. Some are going to boarding schools. I mean, you have to look out for behavioral change. When your child that comes to talk to you or run to you when you go to pick him or her. Now, when you go to pick him or her, he doesn't run to you again. Mr. Maxwell, you understand what I mean?
Yes. Maybe the child is being bullied in school.
You would know. From the point that they are calling out your child, that's why I want parents to understand. From the point they are calling out your child, that someone is there to pick the child. That's why I said, as a parent, I know it might not be easy, but within this first month, try to be the one to pick your child, no matter how, even if it's once in a week. Mr. Master, even if it's once in a week.
Exactly. So you can spot those changes.
So you can spot change. You don't leave it in the hand of your mate. Because from the point of, like I teach, some parents I teach and I tell them in my class, I say, from the point, every week, try to pick your child at least for once. From the point of them calling, maybe Mr. Maxwell Jr., your father is here. Watch that child as he's coming out from the classroom or as he's coming out to come and meet you. Watch how he's coming. If he's coming with excitement, or if he's coming, I mean, you just watch.
Or sometimes if a child, when you want to, before you take the child to school every morning, the child is crying, I don't want to go to school again. I don't want to go to school again. You need to find out what's wrong. A child that was excited before to go to school.
Okay. Suddenly changed. A particular parent were actually complaining or was complaining about the child, and I said, okay, no problem, let me go and pick this child for you. Like, we went together. From the point they called the child, as the child was coming out, the child was not just excited. And the father just said, hey, how are you? How was school? And I entered the car. I felt bad. I said, no, thank God I'm in this car. And exactly what we were looking at. So I started asking the child. I said, I noticed when you were coming out, you were not happy. You were not excited. What happened? I hope nobody bullied you. Nobody, the child started opening up. And he started opening up to me. And fortunately, a girl for that matter. So that was when we now knew what was happening. So as a parent, in this point, don't just allow your maid alone. Please make out time every week, even if it's once, no matter how busy you are. Try to go and pick your child.
Hello?
These and all that. That will tell you.
When the child
Did
is
your
trying
friend
to
talk to you?
Don't say, I'm busy. Don't disturb me. Don't disturb me.
Engage in conversations with your children, no matter how little.
Mr. Smith, welcome back. Uh-oh. Mr. Smith. Hello, sir.
Mr.
Yes,
Maxwell.
welcome back, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I was talking about digital and cyber security in schools.
Okay.
If you go to some schools now, or you see they call it technology lab, digital lab, and all that. What that means is that most schools now use online platforms. Now you can check your children's results. You can do so many things. They also do technology lab. They have computers. They go on internet. They do so many things online now in schools. Let us also teach the children how not to share information or details online. Because when you connect, yes, now almost from high school, almost half or 90% of the children there have laptops, and they'll tell them for the ICT days, the people with your laptop, all of them will go with their laptop. That same laptop that child is going with is the same laptop an adult will also use. And once you go on the internet does not know if it's a child or is an adult. The internet will just be doing what the internet can do. And as such, there are things that will be popping up that the children will be having a user-friendly. You see, if you want to sign into this site, say yes, say no. And this thing keep popping up. So the children sometimes might not know exactly what those sites are, and they just keep clicking yes. Before you know, they go to where they don't know. So I also think that there should be a digital and cyber security knowledge. These knowledge are all embedded in the security and safety club for schools. So that knowledge should be there. So children, before they on their laptop for the ICT class and all that, they should be taught on how not to click on anything outside from what they are being taught or what they are handling that particular time. Sometimes they do some YouTube video and all that, and if you're watching YouTube, things keeps popping up, and if you're not careful, you click on all of that, and once you click that, what the internet does is it takes the algorithm of what you have clicked and it starts showing you exactly those kind of images and all that you have clicked. And that's what you keep seeing. As such, you have just slide into, if it is a nude picture, that's what you have just slide into. So I think that school owners and parents should need to be careful and teach their children how not to share this information. Let me also say that same cyber security and digital security, parents, because of this new section, parents snap their children first day in school, first day in high school, first day in nursery, first day in primary, and unfortunately they post it in their social media handles. There is nothing bad there, but if you are posting, please don't post with the badge of the school, because somebody can actually look at the badge and know the name of the school. They can actually know that your child is going to school A. What that means is that even if they are not looking for your child, they know that every morning there is this particular route you will follow. Either you're taking the child there, or you're bringing the child, or your drivers are taking them and bringing them. So you just expose yourself and the child. So if you take those pictures and you want to tell us that your child is entering a high school or any of the new classes or new school, please, those pictures are not for our only for consumption. They are just for your memory. You can actually keep it there. But if you want to share, please don't share the ones that have the school name and badges and all that, so that people will not exactly know where your children are also schooling. So these are the digital side of it. We should also monitor social media and gaming platform for dangerous interaction. That is exactly once they log in, this thing shows. Now let me look at health and safety and security in schools. Let us also check that some schools,
Hello, Mr. Smith.
Growing up there.
Yes, go ahead.
We need to have that. But
Mr. Smith, can you come
unfortunately,
back? We miss you for a while.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm talking of health and safety. Health and safety.
Go ahead.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm saying that schools will follow emergency drills, fire drill, drill. Now, in the morning during the devotion, they do all of that, but they don't do fire, medical, and emergency drill. It doesn't take much if you consult a security consultant, he can give you a security protocols. Every morning, this is the fire drill you will teach the children. Within 2, 3, 5 minutes, you probably must have taken up the. We don't have much of this in schools. We should provide children with emergency contact written in their bags or pockets. I went to a school, Mr. Maxwell. They were playing school national anthem, and it was just playing and playing and playing. And the children were just memorizing it and mastering it. So I now told the man there, I said, I like what you're doing. You're playing school national anthem. That's a good one. And you can see that almost all your children in school here know how they recite it almost per second. Because even when they are learning, the thing is just school national anthem. But I said, do you know what you add in this, your national anthem? Add emergency contacts. So that when the children are singing that your national anthem, at the end of the national anthem, you will now add, this is emergency contact 01047 days fire service, 0 this medical service, 0 this security agencies. No, he was happy. He was happy. He was happy. He said, no, that is true. I said, yes, add it. So that what that will do is that the children, even when they are at home, if there is emergency in the neighborhood, they will just remember when they sing that national anthem, they will just go to the last point and say 070 this fire service. They will call fire service. Even if they cannot call, they will even give the number to somebody. So these are things I think we need to do. And let me just, before we close, let me talk about a little bit of challenges parents face in this whole security thing. Number one is lack of time due to work commitment. That's the challenges parents face. Lack of time due to work commitment. Actually, I understand that. There is actually serious, because the way we work now, I do not think that's how our parents work. But the truth remains that you can actually get another work, but you cannot get another charge if anything happens to the one you have.
You are correct.
And I have a friend that he had only one boy, and he got a point. The boy was very sick. So we went to visit him, and we were praying, and he said he wants to pray. He now said, God, that he's thanking him for everything, but because he has given one boy, if he wants to kill this one before he will give him another one, if you don't give him again, he should keep it. We went to visit a sick person. All of us, we couldn't carry ourselves while we were laughing. He said he has been praying God to give him another child. And now that God wants to give him another, he wants to kill this one that he has already. I shouldn't give him again. He shouldn't give him. He should keep this one alive. So what I'm saying is, we can actually get another job. We can get another job, but we might not be able to get another child. Yes, that's why as a parent is a challenge, we know. And I'm pleading with you that at least for once in a week, make our time to go and pick your child, or either send your child. Let me tell you, within that period you're taking your child home in the car, you engage that child on discussion. Between that period, engage him or her, and you will be surprised what he or she will tell you. Now, number two, trusting school blindly without checking security measures. most times, we as parents, we do this thing that we do in the hospital. Mr. Maxwell, if you're sick and they say they want to operate you and you don't even know the doctor that wants to operate you, all you just know is that they say this one is a specialist, you open your body. That's not how it's supposed to actually be. That's not how it's done outside this country. Mr. Maxwell, if you're sick and they say a particular doctor wants to attend to you, they will send you the profile of that doctor.
For you to go through.
You go through the profile of the doctor that wants to operate you. You will check the professional associations he has belonged and he belongs and has. Do you understand? You will check
if he has any issues, past issues.
Yes, you will check the successful operation he has actually undergone and has successfully operated, and these things are in his profile. You will read this profile and then you will now sign. Having gone through the profile of Dr. Maxwell, I hereby agree that Mr. Maxwell should operate on me. But yeah, even if they bring a carpenter, provided they wear him white, we will not ask. We don't even know him. We will just open our body. And at the end result of most of these things. So we as parents, we trust our school blindly. Also know that as a parent, know that the school does not recruit angels. They recruit people outside. And you don't know, the school does not also have time to train these people like in security. They don't give them 1 week training based on the school curriculum. So when you put your child there, trusting them blindly, also know that the person you're trusting your child to might not also have that professional conduct. So as such, as a parent, be very observant to really know what is happening to your child.
All right, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much,
I don't know if you have any questions.
We've learned a whole lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Mr. Smith is a security expert. He's a crime analyst. He is into security management. When it comes to AI, he's an expert. He's a cyber security expert. He's the CEO of Snow.net Security Nigeria Limited. Mr. Smith, hope to have you live face-to-face next week, Thursday.
Yes. I think I'll be around very soon.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome, Mr. Maxwell.
You can go on Facebook, follow him, Ukechi Smith Dibia. UKECHISMITH DIBIA. You go there, you see all of his works. You can go there and read through. Follow him on Facebook, Ukechi Smith Dibia. And then you can follow me on Facebook, Lucky Maxwell. LUCKYMAXWELL. I can't receive any more friend requests. You can only follow me and send me a message on my DM. On X, Elon Musk's X, at LuckyMax234. At LuckyMax234. No space.
On Facebook, I'm Rona Agbara. RONAAGBAROHA.
All right, thank you very much for being a part of the broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow from 12. Stay with Today95.1fm. Don't go anywhere.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
at all. Check and balance. Waiting there for account balance. Make a man raising life no balance at all. We all finding balance. One man's food is another man's poison. Sure. More reason why I go do my thing. Always. Originality in my jeans. My reality imagine. My face looking porous also got me moving whiskey. 1,000 shirt I get was borrowed from my broski. Sure yeah they manage, don't they holler to my toes please. Which can life it is a man they walk to only chop sleep. Wake up and grind as I expect the big pay. Shout out to my jiggies where they submit the list for pay. It's okay, long as I breathe I know say yes my God did. And I go always give my all to the peeps along. They beg me then show me road, forgetting say God set compass. Spend a million my wrist but still I got time short pass. With me I don't see mad movie talk cause you don't chop trash. Don't I mean too strong to motivate my brothers. Anyhow you baby go pull up, street-wise no rebellious. Man ready and zealous, they freestyle with man zealous. Now every day I dey thank God, no be man for don't drop. For this life that they live, now only God with my backup. Check and balance, check. Waiting there for account balance. Make a man raising life no balance. We all finding balance. One man's food is another man's poison. More reason why I go do my thing. Originality in my jeans. My reality imagine. Paracetamol no fit cure thinking. Empty accounts now they cost this thing. Every day I'm billing with no consigning. Just down. Run a man say confirm G. Talk is very cheap, I only act on funds. Columbia opportunity one by one. Backing all that glitters even.
In to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Search for unique dial.
Yesterday, Barrister Christopher Green was here exploring Nigeria, and he says there's hope for Nigeria to qualify to play at the World Cup taking place in the Americas next year. What precisely do we need to do? That's the reason you must stay with us as we conclude the conversation that we started yesterday. My name is Godwin Enakena. Barrister Green, I want to ask this question again. Maybe I should rephrase. You and I have seen 8 games played by the Super Eagles of Nigeria. There's no coach that will come tomorrow that will not parade this set of players at least 90%. I haven't seen a convincing play apart from the game they won in Rwanda. I'm talking about the players now. I mean, we know that in football, you know very well that in football, there are times the players will take it by the scruff of the neck to say, hey, let's get this job done. Isn't it down to the players, the attitude of these players who don't look like a set of players that want to go to the World Cup? I'm really concerned. I need you to give me an answer here.
Robin, I'll answer very simply. What coach do you have? What is his pedigree? Can he comfortably keep these players together, give them instructions, and make them very disciplined, playing to his instructions? What is his philosophy? And how long has he put these guys together to be able to come out with something that is desirable to Nigerians? Just this, what will I call it now? This qualification, we've had like 3 coaches. We had Posero, we had Fidedi George. Now we have Eric Chell, So what time has he to make these big stars, these players that are playing very well, week in, week out in their various clubs, what time does he have to make them play like a team and deliver? What time does he have? So on one part, you may not even blame the coach because he'll come with the alibi, I didn't have any time. But again, too, he took the job. So he should be ready to get his neck on the chat box. So he will say, I didn't have time to put these guys together and to make them to play the kind of game I want them to play. But again, look at these players coming from big clubs, and you coming from, I don't want to try to be derogatory, Some of them will look at you. I know Coach X, I know Coach Y, who are down. And if you look at these guys, in fact, in the match against Rwanda, in Uyo just this past week, I was there. I saw Osimhen come out and a few other players come out from their dugout and started giving instructions to players. It doesn't happen. That is indiscipline. It doesn't happen. Somebody is in charge. The coach is in charge. And let us face it too. How many of them will look up to Daniel Ogumodede or look up to Coach Ilechukwu? So for these things to happen, the technical committee needs to come in and make the place such that these players must conform to what is expected of them from these coaches. You understand me? They must keep the ground such that they must respect their coaches and they must be ready to play what these coaches want them to play. And once this is not done, whatever the coach does, it's like putting water on the back of a duck. It won't stand. That's the truth.
Now you are getting to exactly where I am going. Barrister Green, we have actually had 4 coaches. We had Ose Pesero, he played 2 games. We've had Finidi George, we've had Egbavon, always the stopgap man. Then now you have Erichel. The first 2, Pesero he played 2 games, he had 2 points. Finidi played 2, had 1 point. Erichel has played 4 and he has 8 points, as it were. So I'm going back to, isn't this a phase? Because after the 1994 World Cup, the Nations Cup and what have you, then we went to Atlanta Olympics, we won it. Thereafter, our football went down until 2013 when Stephen Keshi took a team to South Africa and we won the Nations Cup. But like I said, we went through a phase. Are we not going through a phase right now?
Godwin, it's not a bad patch. It's not a phase. This is a self-inflicted injury. Because you don't know if the next decade you're not going to get this kind of talents that you have now. And when that happens, what do? We've got great talents. We are turning out talents every time. Our players are playing even for other countries now. And to me too, it's like even having those of them that couldn't really play for others to come play for us. And that's why I told you that the Super Eagles is one team. The Super Eagles should have its nucleus in Nigeria. When we were there, that was what we did. It's there for everybody to see. The 2013 you are talking about with Stephen Keshi. We took Stephen Keshi. We employed him. We gave him an enabling environment. And we gave all the support that he required. And he performed. You can't take that away from us. Because it didn't end there. We also did the same for the under-17, under-20. It's all there for everyone to see. It's not a phase. We're not going through a phase. We're just not doing the right things. It's not a bad patch. That's the truth. It's not a bad patch. You just said it. We've had 4 coaches just this period. 2 matches, 3, 4, and all that. And here we are, almost out of the World Cup qualifiers. We're almost out. It's like 98% out. Listen, we need to tell ourselves the truth. Let us get to the basics. Listen, we need to get to ground level. That is ground zero, level 0. Let's start afresh. Let's forget all these things going on. Ask ourselves the truth. Those of them there, are they competent? Do they have the capacity to be there? Those that they take, are they capable? Do they have the competence? Questions must be asked. Do we do things using nepotism, tribalism, and all that? Are we getting the right things done the right way and at the right time? So tell me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Let all of us come out with our prospectus. Let all of us come out with our testimonials. Let all of us come out with our records. Take the best. Let the best run Nigeria football. It's as simple as ABCD. Let the best run. This is not time for learning. You don't learn on this job. You must bring people that are already experienced, capable, experts in this game. Not because you don't like this man's face. We don't like him. Let him not come.
Barrister Christopher Green, before I let you go, I'm making you the NFL president now. What would you have done if you were in the shoes of Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau?
Godwin, somehow it's like trying to, I don't know whether you want to compare. I don't know what you want to do. Everybody should run his race. I've run my race. When I was chairman of the Technical and Development Committee, I've run my race. And my result is there. So we should allow him run his race. And he's also going to come out with his own testimonial. That's how I want to look at it. If I want to become if I'm today made the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, at least I will have come prepared. I know what I will have done because I'm not going to learn on any job. I know what I know what I will do. What I did with the national teams, What I did at NFF, I replicated in Rivers State. First time I took the state team, Rivers United, winning the league with games to spare, had the best results ever. You know, as commissioner for sports, I won laurels for Rivers Hoopers. You know, I took Rivers Hoopers and they won laurels. And not only that, they became champions, back-to-back champions. And they are the first team on record that represented Nigeria. They went to BAL, that's the Basketball of Africa League, and got to the semi-final stage and came back with the bronze medal. No club in this country won one match at that level, one match, one game. We got to the semi-finals and played and won the third position. So there's nothing that is difficult. The most important thing is how you go about it. The most important thing is how ready are you? How prepared are you for this job? We have to tell ourselves the truth. How versatile are you? How ready are you to accept advice, change, and so many things? Football is dynamic. How are you following the trends? Are you moving alongside with the trends of football in terms of dynamism? See what we've done? 4 coaches. Even at that, that means the house is not in order. Even at that, we cannot qualify. It's difficult to qualify. I can challenge anybody. We can qualify through the back door using something that I have seen somewhere, you know, amongst the groups. But I won't say it here. Come and consult. Come and talk to us. I will give you answers. We prefer solutions. I was made to understand that the task force was raised to qualify the Super Eagles from the NSC. Okay, we're all together. Me, I'm an NFF brought up. I belong to NFF. So I'm also involved. This failure too, yes, I may not be there now, but it hurts me. I even see myself as tough. I'm the ones that run this thing at that level there. You know, I'm only trying to be humble. But again, it hurts me. You know, I'm not going to get over this thing until we qualify or win the next game and plan what we should plan. We have 2 games. Who says Benin will not come here and deal with us? Who says that? You know? So it's not, you've not won a match until you've won a match. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's not adding up to me. I look at our bench, look at our technical crew. I shake my head. I say, what's going on? It's not that these guys cannot hold their own. But what support do they really have? What support are they being given to deliver? West Ham fought for his own salvation. He went beyond where anybody would think of. I was talking to powers that be and worked his salvation and became one of the best coaches that ever coached the Green Eagles, you know. It was even from him, it was named them the Super Eagles because of his performance. So what are we talking? What are we talking? A lot of people have left. Bring those people back. Bring them back. Let's eat our humble pie. Bring them back. There should be a national confab on football. Even sports. I see it where our athletes are living in droves. Those that competed here are now going to compete for countries like Portugal and the rest of them. It's a big problem now. It's a national malaise which must be dealt with. We can still make it happen. We still have a bright future, but let us seize the opportunity now.
Thank you so much, Barrister Christopher Green, for your time, and we wish Nigeria all the very best. Our football will rise again. Thank you again.
Godwin, thank you. Let me sympathize with all of us because winning is our culture in this country. When you win, you are rewarded handsomely. But when you lose, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. And people have died watching Super Eagles play football, play a game. I would have thought that getting to the World Cup would have been an icing in the cake for all the good things Mr. President have done for sports, the rewards to the Super Falcons and the D-Tigress basketball team of Nigeria. Well, I don't know. It's so sad, but I'm very sorry. Let me apologize on behalf of my colleagues. My colleagues here, I'm an FA chairman. You know, they're all my colleagues. We're all together. But we'll tell ourselves the truth. Let's come back and put our house together. Thank you, Godwin. Thank you, Nigerians.
Looking at the table and realizing that Benin Republic ahead of us is such a deep pain in my heart. But again, the way you lay your bed, like they say, that is the way you're going to lie on it. I wish Nigerian football all the very best. Thank you, Barrister Christopher Green, for being part of the show. Tomorrow we'll return. Of course, we're going to be talking about Nigeria and the World Cup. Do we still stand a chance? Maybe a miracle only can take us to the FIFA World Cup in the Americas. My name is Godwin Inakna. Let's keep cruising. Let's keep praying for Nigeria. God bless Nigeria.
A person who knows how to read and does not read is no different from a person who does not know how to read at all.
are the mirrors of the soul, a powerful tool for change, a means to an end. That end is a peaceful society which grooms enlightened and empowered individuals. So, make literature your utopia.
This same issue that we see in this book is still prevalent in our society today. Like up to today, some parents, some people
will still say you can't marry from this tribe. You shouldn't marry from this tribe.
God forbid, I can't marry.
Yeah. Join us in book review every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Let's help you find your utopia.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Check and balance. Waiting for account balance. Make a man reason life no balance at all. We all find imbalance. One man's food is another man's poison. More reason why I could do my thing. Always originality in my jeans. My reality in my jeans. My face looking porous also got me moving whiskey. One trouser and shirt I get was borrowed from my broski. Sure yeah they manage, don't they holler to my toes please. Which can life it is a man they walk small, the chop sleep. Wake up and grind and say expect the big pay. Shout out to my jiggies where they stop me the least for pay. It's okay, long as I breathe I know say yes my God did. And I go always give my all to the peeps along. They beg me then show me road, forgetting say God set compass. Spend a million my response still I got time short pass. With me I don't see man no fit talk cause he don't chop trash. Don't I'm into song to motivate my brothers. Anyhow you baby go pull up, street wise no rebellious. Man ready and zealous, they fish stab it man zealous. Now every day I dey thank God, no be man for don't drop. For this life that I they live, now only God with my back up. Check and balance, check. Waiting there for account balance. Make a man reason life no balance. We all find imbalance. One man's food is another man's poison. More reason why I go do my thing. Originality in my jeans. My reality in my jeans. Paracetamol no dey cure thinking. Empty accounts now they cost this thing. Every day I'm billing with no consigning. Just down. Run a say confirm G. Talk is very cheap, I only act on funds. Columbia opportunity one by one. Packing all the glitters even go down bronze. Me I know they wait for time. Check and balance. Waiting for
Talk. Please listen to this infomercial.
Good day, my lovely people of Rivers State and the environs. The voice where you dey hear so now the voice of Mama Oni. Mama Oni, that Yoruba woman wey sabi only about man matter. I dey always dey treat you, my people. They greet you, say God no go let us stay disease, stay spend the whole of our lifetime. If you be man, wey be say you dey notice say something dey happen inside your body, but the thing no dey there before. Maybe na long time toilet infection na im cause your own. Abi you be man wey be say you no dey take care of yourself. Abi you be man wey you like to dey take cocoa thing. Abi you be man wey be say you get different thing wey you contact from river. Abi from where you dey make intercourse. If all these things enter inside your body as a man, if you gather themselves together wey be say no go let you feel stand gidigba as a real man. No forget Yoruba proverb dey talk say anybody wey laugh last na im dey laugh the best. Now I make Mama Oni come tell na for Port Harcourt town say for Mama Oni place we dey take off man matter. Man we know say many things they do am inside in body. Whether you be man we be say you no even get the opportunity to sleep well. Abi you dey get inch inside your body. Abi you be man we be say you no fit stand gidigba say yes I'm a real perfect man. My brother, you need to take 1-2 step. Come meet Mama Oni inside the ongoing laboratory fair for inside Iziboro Park. You need to go meet experts, the people where God give the knowledge, where sabi about natural medicine. One of them na im be Mama Oni. If you be man, where be say you dey notice say to waka from one pole to the other na wahala. Abi if you dey waka, you go dey feel like say somebody dey push you. Abi if you dey waka, you go dey feel like say them put something inside your leg. Abi you be man, where be say your waist dey pain you all the time. Your waist dey pain you all the time. No forget say na waist gone na im man dey o. Man wey waist dey pain, you no go fit talk say I'm a real man. Abi you be man wey be say all the time if you dey talk among people, you then go dey perceive odor from your mouth. Abi your body go dey inch you like say you take yam water take raw body. Abi make your body dey pepper you like say you take yam water take raw body. Who tell you say na only woman na dem dey put blame for the happiness of the home. Anything wey concern woman, anything wey concern the happiness of the marriage, dem go carry all the wahala put for woman head. Man gangan na him be the giver, na him dey give us wetin we go carry. And no forget say mama honey, I dey always dey tell you say when you visit our stand for more information and enlightenment, we go tell you many things about man matter. You no forget say na we be una wife, na we be una mama, na we be una sister. Anything wey concern man, e dey inside mama honey brain. Use the opportunity wey dey happen now for inside that is the Borough Park. Come visit mama honey for information and enlightenment about your health related matter, about your health related problems. No forget say God na him dey do everything, but God no go come from heaven. Now God go direct angels to us human being. Anything wey you dey do, just believe say you go do am well, because oyinbo people say anything one doing at all is one doing well. Now I make mama honey dey always dey talk and say I no be God o, I only understand the efficacy of natural medicine. As you sabi your daily activity, na so mama honey sabi natural medicine about man problem. No forget na stand 17 I dey, stand number 17. If you be man wey be say until you take all these strong drugs, if you be man wey you dey think say until you take all this strong medicine before you go fit stand gidigba as a man, na im be say something don damage inside your body, something don happen inside your body. God don create man the way wey be say na easy way. Even though you dey think wetin you like, you must to fit stand gidigba as a man. But if you don reach the stage wey be say you go dey take many dangerous medicine, e fit give you stroke, e give you heart attack, e fit give you many problem inside your vein wey be say the vein go die patapata. But because of the power of God inside natural medicine, if it be say na because of you, na him God create me, na him God make me understand the efficacy of roots and herbs. This work na the work wey I inherit from my father. My father na him be the abore of the whole of Egba land, and na this work wey I dey do since the day wey dem born me till as I grow rich like this. No forget mama honey herbal medicine, mama honey herbal home is a division of Abeokuta Woman Herbal Care Center. So just use the opportunity, you lovely people wey na don sabi Abeokuta Woman medicine as e be, na this one still be. Use the opportunity, may come meet mama honey inside the ongoing herbal trade fair only about man matter. If you be woman, just come purposely because of your papa, be your brother, be your husband. If na woman own, I go direct you to person where they do am. But man matter, na I carry on this trade fair. I go dey expect all of now. God no go let us stay disease, stay spend the whole of our lifetime. You fit call me on 080 39 71 6022, 080 39 71 6022, or 090 27 74 67 37, 090 27 74 67 37. God no go let us stay disease, stay spend the whole of our lifetime. I go dey expect you. Bye for now.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Get ready to feel the rhythm, the groove, and the true vibes of Africa. This is not just music. This is high life. From the legends to the latest, we're bringing you the best of palm wine grooves, jazzy horns, and soul-stirring melodies. There was a sound that told our stories, a rhythm that made our fathers dance and our mothers smile. Welcome to The Thrill, a musical journey through time where legends live on and new stars shine. Join us from Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. on Today95.1 FM for the ultimate high life musical show. Don't just listen, feel the music. High life lives here.
African style. African style. African style. African style.
Exclusive from justhighlight.com.
Why you do me so? What can you tell me? Why you do me so? tell me? Hey, waiting for the master. Once can you tell me? Once can you tell me? Why you do me so? Once can you tell me? Why you do me so?
95.1 FM, Voice of the People. 11th of September 2025. It's a Thursday, 19 minutes past 9. And how's your day been? Good or not? What are you doing at the moment? It is expected that you should have had dinner by now. But some of these things that we say all the time, how many times do we do them, right? Because by the time you are done with the whole day's activity, you're trying to run home, you're trying to do one thing or the other, and you're meeting up with dinner late. But then if you have like a pattern of how it works for you, and whether you're outside of the house or in the house, you found a way to just make that balance. That's so understandable. But if you have to work into the night, so you're working and you get home pretty late, and dinner isn't something that you consider, so you probably consider breakfast and lunch. So this one I'm saying might not just be something for you. But at the end of the day, what I think is it's important for you to take care of yourself. If you listen to one of our health shows on Sundays, you hear the doctor, myself and the doctors say that you owe yourself that taking care of yourself is your number one responsibility. But I hope it's been a great day. We're getting into the weekend. It's already a day before we say, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we get to celebrate the break from the whole weekday activity. But here we are, Thursday, 11th of September. I hope you've had a great day. If you haven't, before the day ends, try and make it special for yourself. Maybe by releasing some tension and stress, and feeling much better by smiling. You can dance, you can call someone to cheer you up. It could be a loved one, a mother, father, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, just anyone that would make your day beautiful. But if you know the person is not going to, and you can make yourself smile or just relax, just do that for yourself before you sleep. Now, I was watching a video where someone said that, why don't we prepare to sleep? Why do we just, in school, those days, they would say crash. It sounds like you're tired, and like a plane crashes, right? It sounds like you're tired and you just go to bed and off you go. So how about you plan your sleep? And by planning your sleep, it means that you think about the right things before you sleep. You pray before you sleep. You ensure that you've had food maybe over an hour before you sleep. You can meditate on something very good before you sleep. You can say nice things to yourself before you sleep. Just position yourself to sleep well. It's not just about trying to get the rest. It's also how your mind is positioned. Tell me thank you. Well, away from that, it's the thrill on Today 95.1 FM. Let's look at what INEC said a few days ago. I think this was said on Wednesday, I think yesterday or Tuesday. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has expressed concern over the growing results to early campaigns by politicians and their surrogates in clear violation of extant laws. Now, the INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Board of the Electoral Institute, Professor Abdullahi Zuru, disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja. The event was a stakeholders roundtable convened to examine the challenges of premature political campaigns. Now, according to him, early campaigns are now disguised as appreciation or philanthropy done via billboards, social media, and even in physical gatherings. When aspirants or parties compete to dominate visibility long before the official campaign period, it distorts fairness and raises the cost of political competition, Zuru said. Now, he added that the trend distracts elected officials from governance, erodes public confidence in the electoral system, and fuels cynicism about the rule of law. We must refine the regulatory framework so that what constitutes premature or early campaigning is more clearly defined in today's digital age, he added. Also, he said aspirants often use cultural festivals, religious events, branded vehicles, and social media influencers as fronts for early campaigns. When I read this from INEC, I remember the film I saw on YouTube. Now, I'd seen the trailer Thriller. I usually miss these two words. I've seen the trailer on what's it now? On Instagram. And trailers are always meant to captivate. So it was so captivating, and I went on YouTube. I wanted to see what it was like, and trust me, I already saw a particular what do I call this now? Let's say it's a signature. Yes, I saw a signature design of someone of the president in the film. Now the filmmaker used the cap that the president always wears. The president has a signature cap he wears. That's his cap he wears. Used it for one of the main characters in the film. And throughout the film, the main character wore that cap. And now this film producer, I've seen her take pictures a number of times with the president's son. I'm talking about Seyi Tinubu. I've seen that. I've seen her take pictures. I've seen them make videos together. And so I had to notice that, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Why is this man wearing this cap in this film? Now, this is a YouTube film that can garner as much as millions of views, right? So I don't know if this is maybe in the category of campaigning. Like INEC said, these campaigns are becoming premature, and early campaigning is more clearly defined in today's digital age, like the film I said I saw. I mean, and this film had nothing at all relating or related to politics. It was a story around the man who couldn't have a child or something and all of that. Normal, regular Nollywood story. But this man wore that cap from the beginning of that film to the end. And I mean, you see that cap, you know that this cap is one person. It's just like Mercy Chinwo, who's a gospel artist. She's always on beret, right? But that's like she has like her name on it. And so if you see another artist who just starts to wear that, you say, well, this person wears this like this other person. So they're quite subtle. And you know that campaigns begin once INEC releases timetable for elections, right? And then that should be from sometime next year, right? And INEC is saying that this trend distracts elected officials from governance. Because while every agency behind campaigns, because I'm aware that some political actors pay agencies to plan their campaigns. I mean, you have a team. Most of them have a team, and they drive a particular narrative, drive it to the people, and the people buy it, and they begin to do a lot of subtle things. Now, researchers are already researching. And that's the thing. Political parties have probably paid for research. They begin to ask questions. I was in my house about, I think, early last month or late last month, where a group of researchers came and they were asking me questions, asking a lot of people around my neighborhood questions about governance. So because people are beginning to understand the terrain, what people want, what people like, their expectations, they're already doing that, paying a lot of money to do research. But well, that's good enough, right? Because any political actor or party wants to strategize to know exactly what they should be doing, or who are they bringing as their flag bearer and all of that. But these subtle campaigns, that's why you call on the radio and it looks like you want to campaign for someone to tell you, no, it's not time for that. We're not running a campaign yet. Once that time comes, of course, the airwaves will be open for you to do all of that. But INEC says that it's distracting elected officials from governance. So, you know how sometimes we just say, oh, elections are closed now. Oh, these people are beginning to act a certain way. It's just human psychology. So that thought that political actors maybe begin to keep these because elections are closed, campaigns are closed, or they begin to act a certain way because campaigns are closed. elections are close. And INEC says it erodes public confidence in the electoral system and fuels cynicism about the rule of law. It says when aspirants or parties compete to dominate visibility long before the official campaign period, it distorts fairness and raises the cost of political competition. This is INEC's stance. And INEC says, well, however means or vehicle these campaigns are done, cultural festivals, religious events, well, for religious events, you see this happen almost all the time. There's a religious event and then a particular political actor just comes and begins to talk about politics. I mean, away from whatever conversation should have been had. You say a Thanksgiving service, okay, come on, thank God now. No. I mean, begin to talk politics. We see this happen a lot of times. Branded vehicles and social media influencers as front for early campaigns. I mean, this one you can, like the movie I talked about, you can say, oh, okay, that sounds like some influencing for the president, right? The APC has said what he said about the president. However, when these things are done subtly, do you think the effect is much on you? I want to be able to judge through your eyes. Now, you see some of these things. How does it influence or affect your perception or your mind? I put some monies together to do something. And I know I kept some money for something, and then I kept seeing this advert for books. And these books, I just went on. I was looking at them, looking at this topic. Oh, I'd like to buy this book from this author. I'd like to buy this one. Oh, as I kept looking at them, I just said, okay, I'm just going to buy this now. So that's how influence works. So this digital campaigns, I mean, in this digital age that INEC is concerned about the influence it has on the people, especially when it can distort governance and distract governance, and also how it can affect your choices. Do you think it has any way at all, can in any way affect your choice of a candidate? Or you think, and why do you think political actors are kind of jumping the gun, right? Yesterday we were having the conversation about one of the parties that said a lot of governors and political leaders are going to be defecting to their party. And you said, oh, they are scared already. Is that what it is? Do you see political actors jumping the gun? They're already feeling like, okay, we need to do something one way or the other so that we can stay in the minds of these people. Because ordinarily, political campaigns should commence only after the INEC releases the official election timetable. Now, the Electoral Act clearly defines the campaign window, yet political actors are already doing some of these subtle things. Why are they jumping the gun? Why is this happening? It's just good strategy. And, INEC, there should be how this should go about. If it's clearly stated and this should not happen, INEC should know how to tackle this. But this sensitization may not be enough. Will INEC pay so much concern to this premature campaign activity and maybe leave some unnoticed or not? What do you think about this? It's the thrill on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. 0810-9510-951 for calls. For text or WhatsApp messages, 0701-9339-962. Good evening. Your name and location.
Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening.
Queen on air.
Yes, Queen on air. I think I like that. Thank you.
If you ask me, the way you have asked, INEC is just dancing around the ball. INEC is the regulatory agency provided in Nigeria by law to regulate the activities of political parties. And if INEC will select the area political parties individuals belong to, or those who campaign, tell no stories. What is the meaning of that? It's a failure. Total failure. The Electoral Act of 222 provides the process and the period for campaigns and all that. And that has not gotten to that level. The presidency and the president himself has been campaigning. Even when he went to present the budget in National Assembly, he campaigned. He told them, all of you will be elected. That is campaign. In a same climb, that issue ought to shut down the country. INEC is just rabble-rousing. They are joking. They cannot deceive Nigerians, or they cannot deceive me. They can deceive Nigerians, but not me. They can deceive Nigerians themselves. They should will the big stick. Campaign have started since last year. And it's a shame to them as a body that is charged by law to regulate the processing. God bless you, Kuna. I remember the Madari Farmer.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Your name and location.
Thank you.
Yes, good evening.
The man, the he likes, let him use the cap to shit. Are you ready?
Yes, your line is breaking though, but go on. Trying to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
It's better.
If the actor use the cap and so shit, everybody, even people that supported this government, they are all facing it now. The hunger is hitting everybody. If you're not facing it, you're facing it through fuel and all that. So if they like whatever they like in their campaign, anybody that knows it's left on it, this government is a complete big one. They should not vote for that man. This time of voting for somebody that is an old man, because look, we need people that are vibrant. Look at it. As a percentage, you pay from one place to nothing. Look at the economy and see how you can fix it. Nigerians are crying. Look at it. See what you can do to make things easy. I John Taylor's campaign for.
All right.
What is it? Who is campaigning for who? Campaign for Tinubu. Someone is campaigning for Tinubu that I don't think is well. The person needs to be looked at 2 times. Look at the person very well. If it's okay. Because if he's not feeling it, if he's not, the mother is not feeling it, his sister is feeling it, the uncle is also feeling it. Thank you very much.
All right. Keep the calls coming. 0810-9510-951. Good evening. Your name and location.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, kindly speak up. Speak up, please.
Yes, I'm shouting here.
Go on. It's better now.
Yeah, Kem Billion.
All right, and Kem.
For me, INEC is a serious organization. Nobody should take them serious. If they are really serious, if they are dependent as they call themselves, Queen, you see the posters of Tinubu everywhere, billboard everywhere, even bicycle or this minibus. You see it everywhere, driving through NDDC and all these things, sharing everywhere. So to me, I think INEC should start from the ministers of Tinubu, most especially when we going every month, any place he went to, he say whoever is supporting him, support the person. So I think INEC should start being independent, or they stop deceiving themselves and their PC supporters. They are on serious organization. They are the problem of Nigeria. So they should go and rest and let us have this. Thank you, Jerry.
Good evening. Your name and location.
Hello, good evening. My name is Desmond. I'm coming from Port Harcourt.
All right, Desmond.
I think what the gun is doing is just high service and campaign to get the Mr. President attention. You see, one thing about Nigerians and some of Nigerians that I don't like is, this, and like, how will I put it here? What is the right word to use? Like this, faking your lifestyle. Look at what people are passing through out there. People can barely eat 3 square meals on a daily basis this time. And ever since I was born, this is the first time. I have never seen Nigeria citizen find struggle for 3 square meals. One self no problem. And you are campaigning for this man to come again 2027. What kind of a country is this? And you are happy. See, one thing about me, I'm not trying to fake my lifestyle. I'm a kind of person that I do think about other people. Sometimes I'm eating like this in my house, like I would just be feeling. I say, how some people they out there, they never even see 1 square meal to eat, and you are just thinking about yourself. The peanut they will give to you, and you are campaigning for this man, this old man. Oh my God, I don't have much to say. I just feel for him.
All right. Good evening. Your name and location.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Thank you for calling.
This is Honorable Chris Okus.
Please go on.
I don't know whatever name this INEC. Is it not the same INEC? Are they not aware that even in River State here, people wear APC and the Tinubu face, not even this during the local government election? Where is INEC? INEC should hide their face. I don't even know if we have INEC. INEC, this one, look at what is going on. Even the last election, upon the whole cry, everybody cry, calling on INEC to look into the allegation of vote and how they smuggle to change people's votes. INEC are calling now to tell us that people should not do this campaign, this and that. Is it today that INEC know that they have started campaigning for Mr. Tinubu? Is it today? When FCC minister was telling us that it's for Tinubu and it's for this, where is INEC? INEC, on the day Nigerian government and Nigerian citizens cry for people to appoint INEC official, not Mr. President, and anytime they are ready, Mr. President should resign before election. You cannot be on seat, be answering chief or commander. We are dragging feet with another person. We are not serious in this nation. No? How can you hold knife, hold yam, hold everything? You want to run do election with who? If na me they do election, I be president. They are doing election with you. I will put you for prison first. I will arrest all of you, carry charges, put you on head. You see whole power. That will not be election. If they want to do election in Nigeria, the president, governor, all of them should amount to that election. All of them should resign, go home, stay like me, person like me. You cannot be answering honorable.
All right.
You are still contesting. They are not serious.
All right. Good evening. Your name and location.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, this is Baba for the Masses calling from Port Harcourt.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Let me quickly to say I'm in support of INEC. It's quite unfortunate what we experience in Nigeria, that after the last election, Obi never accepted defeat in that election. Even when the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, gave judgment, he never accepted it. The next thing he did was to start campaign immediately, from one child dedication to one burial, one thing to the other. Immediately he started campaign immediately. I don't know the kind of country we are. We never supported the government in power for one day. The only thing, a president that was just elected, never give him time to study the look of things, to work. The next thing, they started gripping as if every leader will be good luck Jonathan, who will stay in the office, look at them until he was pulled out of office. Tinubu is not good luck Jonathan. INEC should just leave it open, whether campaign or anything. INEC should just leave it open. Let them start campaign financially or otherwise. I know Tinubu has what it takes to return as the president of Nigeria.
All right,
they want to burn down the country. Let them burn down the country.
Nobody is burning anything. Good evening. Your name and location.
Yeah, my name is Reginald. I'm calling from Sept.
All right, Reginald.
For me, I don't think the INEC is just because you remember that after the last election, I don't think that it has stayed up to 6 months, and you see politicians beginning to do their own thing. That's since that time up to today. Some of them, all the political actors, are campaigning. So, if INEC is coming up now, maybe to talk about what they will do, I want to look at it that it's like INEC has penciled down some people that they are targeting. And where is that order coming from? The order may be coming from the federal. I'm looking at it, they have penciled down some people they are targeting. But unfortunately, it will not work for them because Nigerians no longer believe in INEC. 2027 election advise my fellow Nigerians to ask Nigerians to come and vote. And nothing they want to do, they can please do their plans then continue on the one God will have because of put the way about please as of the police actors are not helping.
All right. It's
all the road policies are met completely.
It's difficult getting your thoughts, right? The line's been breaking. Well, if you just tuned in, it's Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has expressed concern over the growing results to early campaigns by politicians and their surrogates in clear violation of extant laws. Well, according to INEC, early campaigns are now disguised as appreciation of philanthropy done via billboards, social media, and even in physical gatherings. Why do you think political actors are jumping the gun? These campaigns, premature campaigns that are going on already? 0810-9510-951. There's a message here, and good evening, Lady Queen, Reverend Yedikachi Amadi Nomuma. For me, what is described as premature campaign by INEC may not be found the weak institution and corruption that has been following Nigeria since 1960. I ask, if INEC should get hold on those political parties who blatantly refuse to heed to their warnings, will one or two political parties be overlooked and others arrested? Early campaign may be a cover-up of yesteryear's mistake. All right, Reverend Yedikachi. Good evening, presenter. I think INEC are hypocrites. They were in this country when politicians made 2027 a top priority, even when there were more important matters in the country for them to address. I think this whole INEC campaign rules is to help politicians who are not willing or ready to present any meaningful program, policies, and manifestos. That is why they shortened the campaign period so that there would be no reasonable political conversation, debates, interviews, town hall meetings, and rallies between the politicians and the electorate. David from Port Harcourt. Recall that even political campaigns began before the time in 2022 and 2023 when you go back to the period before the INEC released the timetable for the elections. And INEC does not have the power to prosecute or charge these parties to court. Remember also that the president began the process in this administration from the National Assembly when he went to present the budget. He made an error and covered it up by saying all of you in the National Assembly are coming back. Fear of failure led them to start campaigns so early. So if the trend is not checked a day after the next elections, campaigns could commence towards 2031. Jay from Ajib. I mean, really a huge concern, some people think, because the premature campaign activity has not gone unnoticed. Well, last month, actually, INEC cautioned political parties and candidates against early electioneering, describing the actions as violations of the Electoral Act. Well, INEC also, because INEC has not released the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2027 general elections, this is of much concern. To that extent, party primaries have not been held, and no political party has nominated candidates for the next general election. Well, although we are seeing and hearing, hearsays and here and there, which isn't supposed to be, because Section 94, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022 provides that campaigns by political parties may only begin 150 days before polling day and must end 24 hours before voting commences. That same section 94 subsection 1 of the Electoral Act stipulates that the period of campaigning in public by political parties for an election shall commence 150 days before polling day and end 24 hours prior to the day. Section 95 subsection 1 of the Act also states clearly that the candidate and his or her party shall campaign for an election in accordance with such rules and regulations as may be determined by INEC. Now, to that extent, while Nigerians have the right and liberty to engage in political discussions and express their views like you do on the radio, on the next general election, any open campaign or canvassing vote for the 2020 general election is not only inappropriate, but a violation of the Electoral Act. So, what would now be done? Now, INEC just states, oh, this affects this. It affects, it distracts political actors. 08109510951. Good evening. Your name and location.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Your name and location.
Yeah, this is calling from Rumomon.
Please go on.
So INEC now, and they trying to advise us, ask us to believe and obey their rules, whereby the rule which they give to us, saying that they will transmit the result, which they failed. So they don't want us to believe them on their wrongdoing. Well, this election, I will advise all the youth, men, female, to go and get their voting cards, because this country has been a country we are suffering. That time have come to end it once and for all. You can see the cost of things and the sufferings of the masses. So this election will tell the Lord. So I'm urging the youth, the men and the female, to go and get their voting card, because that is our power and that is our weapon to chase whosoever we want to chase away. And the youth have to take control of the state and also the country. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's see. How many polls can we... Okay, let's do this one. Good evening. Your name and location.
My baby.
Yes, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Thank God for everything.
All right, great.
Nigerians are tired of their fake system. We do this beaver, we use voter, we use this and all that. So they don't start it we bring. Nigeria don't even want to listen to them. The internet knew very well that Nigeria are ready to use any means to pull them out of that as a rock. So what they are trying to do now, INEC are trying to look for a way how they can disqualify candidates. But that is the only way. That is the only strategy. Why are some drifting? Why are they not? Why are they not? Why did you not say it? Talking about
It's difficult getting your thoughts. Apologies. Call again. Good evening. Your name and location.
Yeah. Good evening. It's Shadow from LMA calling.
All right. Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah. In my own opinion, what I want to say, everybody has to see their opinion. Nigeria is too big and seems like Tinubu cannot handle it. I would suggest that they divide this country. Nnamdi Kanu has been locked up in prison for so long and they are not saying anything. He's not found guilty, but he's still locked up. I don't know. Let's divide this country. Everybody choose their path, know what will work for you and do it, because our governments are not helping us. Other countries are moving forward, but we seem to roam around the same issues every day. Let's divide the country. Everybody should find their way. That's what I would say. And do what you know is so good for you. Thank you.
One Nigeria. There's no division happening. Good evening. Your name and location.
She might call back. So
all
what
right.
was actually saying is Nigeria don't even want to be listening to INEC. We are just waiting that day. The day they will fix on 2027. We are just waiting. You understand? So INEC knew that Nigeria don't want to listen. There is no strategy they will bring. Nigeria want to listen to them. Even if they say electronic voting, Nigeria don't even want to listen to them. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Go on.
Fine. Even if the INEC say it's the electronic vote that you can stay in your house, but Nigeria don't even want to listen to them. We have bring us so many strategies how we can pull out that APC from that ASURO. So the only way they knew now they can use to disqualify the candidate, the choice of Nigeria, is this premature. So they can say, you do this before the time, you do that before the time, so for that, and they want to do that in 5 minutes. But whatever they do, it will not work. Because any candidate that any political party brings from any party outside APC would defeat Nigeria, will all support that person. Even if the person is the least person, Nigeria from Igbo anywhere, Nigeria will support that person to make sure Tinubu is out of that place.
So this one is just strategy to disqualify candidates. That's just what I see.
All right.
Just strategy to disqualify the choice of Nigeria, but it will not work.
All right. This message says INEC not seeing Tinubu's billboards that littered every corner of the road from the airport to Government House in Abuja. They can't caution the party because they are protecting the party of APC. Is the rule of not doing premature campaign more fundamental than the corrupt way INEC writes dubious results for the ruling party during general election? Let INEC fix their corrupt self first, I beg. Michael Newmont. Okay. I greet you. Funny story in this Nigeria every day. Well, it's vitamin C to me. I pray for more lives to see what 2027 has for us. Network problem. All right. I don't think we can further, but let's just do this one. This will be the last call. Good evening. Your name and location. Yes, good evening.
How are you, sister?
I'm doing great. How about you?
My sister.
Okay, go on, please.
If you cannot, you see what people are just complaining just because it is not them. You see, immediately Obi, they are looking at friends, lost election, they started campaign immediately. It did not stop that. Sometimes I'll be wondering that group will be saying, Tinubu do this. Queen, let me say, because today's date is 11th of September. Nobody will defeat Tinubu in 2027. Then anything better and let them do.
All right, I don't know why you're talking about what we're not talking about. But you're running a campaign now. Well, good evening, Lady Queen. Please, what is premature campaign and which party started it? The current APC government started premature campaign in their 2 years in office instead of providing major basic amenities to Nigerians. Please, INEC should warn APC government because they started it, Ibuka from Stars Road. And that's how we end this conversation. Talking about the rule of law, I mean, that's one concern we have as a country. There is the law, there are the rules, but how many of them are kept? And who violates this? Nigerians. Even to so many other things. We're talking political parties now. To so many other things. Violations. Simple community rules and laws. Simple state laws. Don't do this, don't do that. And then we look at all of this and then we get to the Constitution. And we're wondering what happens to it. Well, for some people, this may just be INEC speaking up and just so that it speaks up because it's not new. And would it stop? Would it stop? And how would it be controlled? What, where, and how do you begin from controlling? Well, thank you so much for staying tuned and listening to The Thrill today, 11th September 2025. In 4 minutes, we'll take the world news, and you're still listening to Today 95.1 FM. I'm Queen Chima. Good evening.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good evening. This is the world's news on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I'm Queen Chima. The headlines. Vice President Kashim Shettima urges Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit to expedite action on disbursement of credit support for smallholder farmers. Former Governor of Akwa Ibom, Victor Atta, criticizes spate of defections among Nigerian politicians. IGP Kayode Egbetokun expresses concern over exploitation of Nigeria's porous borders. On the foreign scene, U.S. imposes new sanctions on Yemen's Houthis amid regional tensions. Now the detail. Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima has directed the Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit, PFSCU, to expedite action on the disbursement of the federal government's 250 billion naira credit support for smallholder farmers at a single-digit interest rate. This followed after Shettima told the PFSCU to come up with an implementation roadmap for the disbursement of the funds, saying it was necessary to avoid further delays and ensure the target beneficiaries of the initiative were reached. Shettima, who gave the directive during the 6th meeting of the PFSCU Steering Committee held at the Presidential Villa Abuja, commended President Bola Tinubu for granting the PFSCU the political backing to act boldly on priority reforms. He also alleged for improved collaboration among stakeholders to revitalize the seed sector and expand the strategic grain reserve through the ongoing reform initiative of the federal government. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says development of solid minerals is imperative for building a diversified, inclusive and resilient economy. Abbas stated this while declaring open a public hearing on 4 bills by the House Committee on Solid Minerals Development in Abuja. Represented by Mark Oseni, Abbas said the bills, if enacted, would be a paradigm shift from over-concentration on a single commodity over the years. He explained that the bills collectively address key challenges and opportunities in the solid minerals sector, from legal frameworks and institutional reforms to funding mechanisms and human development. The Speaker expressed the willingness of the House to examine the bill to establish the Nigerian Mining Development Bank, which will provide the necessary financial support for indigenous miners. The federal government has scrapped the 5% excise duty tax previously imposed on telecommunications services, including voice calls and data usage. The National Orientation Agency, NOA, made this known in a post on its official X handle. In the post, the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, Aminu Maida, disclosed that President Bola Tinubu ordered the removal of the tax during discussions on the recently passed Finance Act. The NCC boss noted that the move is expected to ease cost pressures for millions of mobile users in the country. Maida added that the president's intervention was aimed at preventing additional financial strain on citizens while supporting the digital economy. Recall the tax, which applies to both voice calls and data subscriptions, was introduced under the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The 5% excise duty, first announced in 2022, had faced widespread criticism from both telecom operators and consumer rights groups, who warned it would worsen the financial burden on Nigerians amid rising living costs. The government's justification then was part of its effort to boost revenue generation amidst dwindling oil earnings. A former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Victor Atta, has criticized the spate of defections among Nigerian politicians, describing the trend as an abomination that undermines democratic stability. Atta, who served as governor between 1999 and 2007, warned that frequent cross-carpeting between political parties erodes the foundation of governance and policy making. The former Akwa Ibom State governor, who said this during a television program, also argued that the phenomenon has had damaging effects on Nigeria's democratic democratic development. Defections have been a recurring feature of Nigeria's political landscape, often intensifying during election cycles. The former governor's comments add to calls for reforms that would strengthen party ideology and discipline in Nigeria's democracy. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Betukun, has expressed concern over the prolonged exploitation of Nigeria's porous borders and directed commanders of the Border Patrol section of the Nigerian Police Force to submit detailed monthly reports on their operations. Speaking during a meeting with senior border commanders at the force headquarters in Abuja, Betukun warned that failure to provide the report will be treated as dereliction of duty. He emphasized that the reports must capture key achievements such as arms and ammunition interceptions, narcotics and contraband seizures, disruption of human trafficking networks and rescue operations. The IGP stressed that border weaknesses expose communities to violence and insecurity, urging officers to see themselves as sentinels at the edges of Nigeria's sovereignty. Highlighting the sophistication of modern criminal networks, Betukun called for the adoption of modern surveillance tools, drones, biometric scanners, and real-time data analysis, urging police officers to fully embrace technology in combating 21st century crime. The IGP also stressed the importance of grassroots intelligence, urging officers to build trust with border communities and treat local informants as critical partners in security. A federal high court in Abuja has convicted Mahmoud Usman, a commander of the proscribed Ansaru sect, and sentenced him to 15 years in prison for terrorism-related offences. Usman, also known by his allies Abu Bara Abbas or Mukhtar, pleaded guilty to charges of engaging in illegal mining and using the proceeds to procure arms for terrorist and kidnapping operations. Delivering judgment, Justice Emeka Wite ordered that the convict remain in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, pending trial on 31 other counts filed against him. Usman, who styled himself as the Emir of Ansaru, appeared in court alongside his deputy and chief of staff, Mahmoud Al-Nijeri, popularly called Malam Mahmouda. Both men face a 32-count indictment accusing them of leading a terrorist organization, financing its activities, recruiting fighters, and coordinating violent attacks across Nigeria. Authorities linked Ansaru militants to several high-profile attacks, including the July 2022 raid on Kuje prison in Abuja, where more than 600 inmates, including 64 Boko Haram suspects, escaped. They were also accused of the 2022 attack on the Nigerian Army's Wawa cantonment in Niger State, which left many casualties. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, had described Usman as the coordinator of terrorist sleeper cells across Nigeria and the mastermind of several high-profile kidnappings and armed robberies used to fund terrorism. Mahmouda, his deputy, was said to have trained in Libya between 2013 and 2015 under foreign jihadist instructors specializing in weapons handling and improvised explosive devices, IED fabrication. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Do stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the rest of our stories. The leadership of Mvakohia Rumekwe Youth Assembly in Rumekwe community in Imoha local government area of River State says the purpose of sensitizing youth against pipeline vandalism, illicit drug intake, drugs abuse, early pregnancy and illiteracy will help end all sorts of issues in the area. The President General of the youth group, Frank Orda, and members of his executive said the exercise will also serve as an opportunity to unveil the youth secretarial building project, which will be carried out by the special guest, Chief Hobson Dike, the chairman, HCDT Obagi Oilfield. The public relations officer of the youth body, Pastor John Obihili, who read out the position of the Mvakohia Rumekwe Youth Assembly, urged youth, including the entire youth of Imoha local government area and River State, to be part of the new change in Rumekwe community, Imoha, LGA, River State, and Nigeria in general.
It's a sensitization program against illegal drug intake, drug abuse, early child pregnancy, oil pipeline vandalism, and also the unveiling of the youth secretariat project, but the major center of the program is on issue of illegal drug abuse and the drug intake, which are so far ravaged the entire community and damaged the life of our young youths. The reason for the program now is because of the high level of illegal drug intake and the damage it has caused on our youths. So many of our young youth have dropped out of school. Most of them are already going mad.
As Rivers people anticipate the return of suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the International Society for Social Justice and Human Rights has called for transparency and immediate resumption of development in the state. The coordinator of the human rights organization, Omenazu Jackson, in an interview with Today FM Sandra Kenneth, called on the suspended governor to embark on deliberate peace-building efforts, stressing that Rivers people expect urgent intervention that will make governance smooth and effective. He called on the suspended governor to prioritize infrastructural renewal, youth employment and empowerment, quality social services and people's delivery.
We emphasize that the governor, Sasumila Yefubara, to use the end of the emergency rule as an opportunity to reposition governance in the state with clear developmental strides, synergy with legislative arm and deliberate peace-building efforts. With the end of the emergency rule approaching, Rivers will no longer be patient with excuses. The governor must prioritize infrastructural renewal, youth employment and empowerment, quality social service, transparent governance. Development must be visible and people's driven.
Jackson also called on the executive and legislative arms of the state to amend its differences and ensure that the mandate and yearnings of the people is actualized. He advised both arms of government to operate with mutual understanding and dialogue, noting that one arm cannot succeed in isolation.
We stress that both arms of government must bury their differences and work for the common good of Rivers people. Governance must not be solo performance, but a symphony. The governor and the legislature must operate with mutual respect, regular dialogue, and a shared agenda. Without any synergy, development will suffer, and the people will remain the victim of political division, I said. On the political situation, we observe that already relative calm currently prevails. The peace is fragile and requires deliberate effort to be sustained. Unless deliberate peace-building mechanism anchored on inclusiveness, forgiveness, dialogue is pursued, Rivers State risks sliding back into a delay crisis.
The Rivers State chapter of the Young Progressive Party, YPP, has raised alarm over the activities of one Harry, allegedly parading himself as a stakeholder of the party to misinform the public about his involvement in coalition. The strongly worded statement signed by its chairman, Danagogo Wenike Briggs, the YPP described the action of Harry as a misrepresentation of the party in Rivers State. Wenike Briggs, who insisted the YPP is not part of any coalition in Rivers State or elsewhere, said it is a statutory member of Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. He described any claim suggesting otherwise as false, misleading, and an attempt to deceive unsuspecting members of the public, stressing that any statement from Harry concerning the party should be disregarded. The statement further disclosed that Harry had been declared wanted and therefore lacked the moral and legal standing to speak on behalf of the party, and also assured the party's commitment to transparency and promotion of good governance. In a significant step towards empowering local communities to take charge of environmental restoration, a non-governmental organization, Quebec Catch Women Development and Resource Center, in collaboration with the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, NOSDRA, has trained over 100 Niger Delta indigents on oil spill remediation techniques. The two-day training program, which combined classroom sessions with field exposure, was designed to build local capacity in the fight against oil pollution in the region. As part of the training, participants visited Thai local government area where they observed a biomedium-scale remediation project currently ongoing at a Tier 1 oil spill site in Bariliagbo community. Speaking during the field exercise, Director of Quebec Catch Women Development and Resource Center, MM Okon, stressed the importance of community involvement, particularly women's participation in environmental remediation. She noted that while the two-day program is only a starting point, it represents an important step in building local expertise and community ownership of environmental restoration efforts.
We are on a training, learning what remediation is and how to do it. And also finding out, is it something that community can engage in? Is it something that women can engage in? And why are we doing this? We have been campaigning and advocating for environmental remediation in the Niger Delta. And we also know that women have critical roles to play in protecting the environment and also to promote environmental sustainability. So this is part of the process of enhancing what we have been doing, gaining capacity, gaining knowledge, acquiring skills on how to contribute to ecosystem restoration.
Some of the participants, while appreciating the initiative, noted that they had moved beyond advocacy into practical action.
It's not all about advocating and screaming that our lands have been polluted. It's all about also knowing what it takes to clean up the environment. I think I will advocate and request that communities should key into this kind of activities that Kebekache has started by actually setting up their indigenous, especially women, to understand the rudiments in cleanup processes. Because it will come to the point where communities and individuals can begin to practice, especially when the spill is not more.
One of the striking things that I've actually learned in the course of this training is that every farmer is a remediator. That you as a woman, as long as you are a farmer, you can start the process of remediating your land. You don't wait for any kind of agency or government agency or whatever to come and help you.
The head of the Investment and Securities Tribunal, South Zonal Office, Okunkun Ante, says the body established under Section 274 of the Investment and Securities Act of 2007 is primarily aimed at protecting investors' interests in the capital market. Ante stated this in an interview with Today FM's Magnus Umwa. He said that funds domiciled in the capital market make it possible for federal, state and local governments as well as business organizations to borrow for the execution of development projects. Ante also noted that part of the tribunal's function is to support the growth of the economy.
By the law establishing the Investment and Securities Tribunal, the Investment and Securities Act 225, the law empowers the tribunal to dispose of any matter before the tribunal within 90 days of. As we all know, capital market is a place where funds are mobilized for a long-term investment, and most companies and even federal, state or local government can also enjoy the benefit of the market by borrowing from the market to fund development processes. The primary motive for establishing the tribunal is to protect interest of the investors.
And to further explain that the IST is also positioned to provide an alternative dispute resolution mechanism for issues arising from such transactions within a period of 90 days.
In that case, where an investor comes with such matter, then it can be handled through IST ADRA center. What it means is alternative dispute resolution. Mediation mechanism will be set up by the tribunal and the parties invited, and that matter can be settled immediately without going through long of adjudication process or litigation process. I think.
On the foreign scene, South Africa's top court has ruled that men should be able to take their wives' surnames, and a law that prevents this amounts to unfair gender discrimination. The Constitutional Court said the legal ban served no legitimate government purpose and was suspended, paving the way for Parliament to enact amendments to the legislation. The ruling said while men were deprived of the ability to take their wives' surnames, the discrimination was far more insidious for women. The case was brought to court by two couples, one of which wanted to honor the woman's parents who died when she was young, and in the other case, the woman wanted to keep her ties to her family surname as she was an only child. It might interest you to know that provisions allowing men to assume their wives' surname on marriage are already in place in other countries, mainly in Europe and in certain U.S. states. Still on the foreign scene, the United States has imposed a new round of sanctions on Yemen's Houthis amid sharp escalation of tensions in the region. The U.S. Treasury Department said it was issuing sanctions against 32 individuals and entities as well as 4 vessels to disrupt Houthi fundraising, smuggling and attack operations. The sanctions target several China-based companies that have helped transport military-grade components to the group, as well as petroleum smugglers and Houthi-linked shipping companies. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima has urged the Presidential Food Systems Coordinating Unit to expedite action on the disbursement of credit support for smallholder farmers. A former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Victor Atta, has criticized the spate of defections among Nigerian politicians. We told you that the IGP, Kayode Metukun, has expressed concern over prolonged exploitation of Nigeria's porous borders. On the foreign scene, you also heard that the U.S. has imposed new sanctions on Yemen's Houthis amid regional tensions. That was the news as edited by Stella Sasongo Kuri. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850. Send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Queen Chima. Good evening.
Please listen to this infomercial.
My good people of Pitakwa, I dey greet you now. Both the people went in for the environment. And this is hello to they come from Elder. My name na Elder Oluwole. From Elder Oluwole Herbal Home. Wetin we dey want talk about today na about diabetes. Yes, diabetes. Wetin dey cause diabetes? Diabetes na serious problem o. When e be say e don dey kill up to 1 million people in a year as we dey talk so. This diabetes wey we dey talk so, anybody fit get am o. Diabetes dey happen when our body no fit process all the sugar for the body stream. The complication of the problem fit lead to heart attack, stroke, blindness, kidney failure, lower limb amputation. Person when get this problem fit no know. Yes, if fit no know say you get am. Now wetin dey cause this diabetes sef? When we eat, our body dey break carbohydrate into sugar. One hormone when the name na insulin, when pancreas dey produce, go come instruct our body cell to take in the sugar for energy. Now wetin dey cause this diabetes? Wetin we dey eat? Our body dey break carbohydrate into sugar. One hormone when the name na insulin, when pancreas dey produce, go come instruct our body cell to take in the sugar for energy. Insulin na the hormone for our body when they produce pancreas, when they help the body to absorb sugar and glucose. Now different type of diabetes na in dey o. The first one, the pancreas go stop to produce insulin, so glucose go gather for the bloodstream. This one dey happen when infection don overtake the body. The second one, the pancreas no dey produce enough insulin, so e go dey work like say e no get energy. Na be say e go dey work swegbe. Wetin be the symptom of this diabetes wey we dey talk about so? You go dey feel tasty, you go dey piss anyhow, especially for night. You go dey tire like say you carry heavy load. You go come dey lose weight. Your eye sef e no go dey see clearly again. If you can't get wound nko, na im be say the wound no go gree go again. If wetin we dey talk about so dey worry you, abeg make you go see your doctor for more advice. Remember, the person when bring una this enlightenment program na Elder Oluwole from Elder Oluwole Herbal Home. We dey for the ongoing herbal exhibition when they go on for Isaac Borough Park for my one flyover Port Harcourt inside Rivers State. Our telephone number na 081 32 57 5717. Una yeramo 081 32 57 5717. And we dey for stand 8. I call am again, stand 8. Remember say diabetes, the main wahala na when blood no flow wella for your body and e no reach the different part of the body when the blood suppose reach. Na there the risk of nerve dey start o. Your body no go dey feel well again. You go dey feel pain all over your body. Your eye sef e go follow the wahala. Your wound, before you know, wound don show for your leg. When this happen, you no go fit dey walk like a real man because too much sugar don enter your body. Abeg o, take care of yourself. Make madam no ask you, oga, how far? Big man food no be for small pikin now. As a man, when your body no fit saddle like a soldier as a man, you no go fit stand gidigba. That sign sef don show say the blood vessel e don dey block o. That one also sef fit cause risk of heart disease, nerve damage, kidney damage, eye problem, even skin problem and hearing problem. If you dey experience any of this is what we talk so, abeg go see your doctor. My name again na Eda Oluwole from Eda Oluwole Aba Home. We dey for the Aba exhibition for Isaac Borough Park my one flyover for inside the Port Harcourt. Our stand na stand 8. You hear am again o, stand 8. You fit gree us for 081 32 57 5717. I greet you now, my country people. Stay healthy.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Good evening. This is Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, Voice of the People, and it's time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I am Queen Chima. In the headlines, South Africa sentences 7 Chinese nationals to 20 years for trafficking and forced labor. Ghana welcomes U.S. deportees despite global controversy over migrant policies. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk assassinated at Utah University in U.S. UK fires ambassador to U.S. over links to Epstein. Gas tank explosion claims 3 lives in Mexico. Now, the news in detail. A court in Johannesburg has sentenced 7 Chinese nationals to terms of 20 years in prison each for trafficking people from Malawi and forcing them to work at a factory in South Africa. The group was convicted of trafficking 91 undocumented Malawian nationals from 2017 to 2019 to work at a cotton fabric factory in Village Deep, an industrial area in the south of Johannesburg. The Chinese nationals had been arrested on November 12, 2019, when police raided the factory and found the Malawians confined under inhumane conditions with armed guards controlling their movement. The factory had a high wall and razor fence. Court record listed the defendants as Shu Sao, Bayu Ma, Hyun Chen, Queen Lee, Zhou Jianguing, Juin Dai, and Xian Zhang. They were all sentenced in the Gauteng South Division Court to 20 years after being convicted of human trafficking and breaking the country's labor and immigration laws. Prosecutors have sought life sentences on the grounds that the victims were forced to work 11-hour shifts 7 days a week without proper training or safety equipment. Mali's armed forces are stepping up their efforts to protect strategic trade routes linking the capital Bamako to neighboring Senegal from attacks by armed groups. Yesterday, fuel trucks and other vehicles coming from Senegal were reportedly giving a full military escort to ensure their safe arrival. Recall that last week, transport companies suspended operations along the route after Al-Qaeda-linked militants Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal-Muslimin announced a blockade on the capital and began stopping and setting fire to fuel trucks. The army responded with a major military operation, including airstrikes in the western region of Kayes near the border with Senegal and Mauritania, and says it has successfully broken the blockade. The offensive is the latest attempt by Mali's ruling military junta to weaken the militant group as it tries to tighten its grip on the economy by banning fuel imports from neighboring countries. Ghanaian President John Mahama has disclosed that Ghana agreed to accept West African nationals who were deported from the U.S. Mahama later confirmed that Ghana had already received a group of 14 deportees, including Nigerians and 1 Gambian. He later said deportees had already been facilitated a return to their own countries. There is no information on the total number of deportees Ghana is willing to take. You may recall that in July, the U.S. deported 5 individuals to Eswatini and 8 others to South Sudan. Away from Africa to the rest of the world. A conservative activist and close ally of U.S. President Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, who played an influential role in rallying young Republican voters, was shot and killed at a Utah college event. Utah Governor Spencer Cox, who confirmed the incident, described it as a political assassination carried out from a rooftop. No suspect was in custody following the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk, although authorities were searching for a new person of interest. Utah public safety officials said 2 people were detained earlier in the day, but neither was determined to have any connection to the shooting, and both have been released. Kirk was speaking at a debate hosted by his non-profit political organization. Immediately before the shooting, Kirk was taking questions from an audience member about mass shootings and gun violence. The United Kingdom has fired Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the United States over his relationship with the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Mandelson, who was a veteran Labour politician, came under heavy scrutiny over his relationship with Epstein after a birthday book was released, including a letter purportedly from Mandelson describing Epstein as my best pal. The British Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, in a press statement, said the move followed additional information in emails written by Peter Mandelson prompting the Prime Minister to order his withdrawal as ambassador. It disclosed that the emails show that depth and extent of Peter Mandelson's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is materially different from that known at the time of his appointment. A newspaper published emails that he said showed Mandelson telling Epstein to fight for early release shortly before he was sentenced to 18 months in prison. The emails were published after the Democrats on the U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released the 50th birthday album compiled in 2003 for Epstein, who at the time was a wealthy and well-connected financier. In that album, Mandelson called Epstein my best pal in a handwritten note. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has criticized Israel's man-made famine in Gaza following a controversial meeting with Israeli President Isaac Herzog in London. A Downing Street spokesperson said they must stop the man-made famine from worsening further by letting aid in and halting their offensive operations. The spokesperson said Starmer implored Israel to change course in Gaza. Herzog's visit to London drew widespread criticism in the United Kingdom, with thousands demonstrating outside Downing Street for a second consecutive day. Protesters also gathered at the London-based think tank Chatham House, banging pots and pans as Herzog delivered a speech. Well, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has threatened to try to kill Hamas leaders in Qatar again if Doha does not expel the group's officials. Unfazed by international outrage over the attack in Qatari capital, Netanyahu said countries should applaud Israel for its bombing and killing spree across the Middle East. He called on Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists to either expel them or bring them to justice, threatening that they will take action if they don't. The comments came a day after Israel carried out an unprecedented attack in Qatar, targeting senior Hamas leadership in Doha as discussions on the U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal for Gaza were underway. In response, Qatar's Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a condemnation of Israeli Prime Minister's comments, calling them a shameful attempt to justify the cowardly attack that targeted Qatari territory, as well as the explicit threat of future violations of state sovereignty. It said Netanyahu is fully aware that the hosting of Hamas office took place within the framework of Qatar's mediation efforts requested by the United States and Israel. Well, as Arab leaders rush to Gulf nations to express solidarity, Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdurrahman bin Jassim Al Thani has called for a collective response to Israel's attack on Qatari capital Doha. He told a U.S. media outlet that a response will happen from the region, revealing that a response is currently under consultation and discussion with other partners in the region. Sheikh Mohammed expressed hope that something meaningful that would deter Israel from continuing the bullying will stop, as he accused the Israeli Prime Minister of leading the region into chaos. A tanker truck carrying over 13,000 gallons of fuel overturned and exploded under a Mexico City highway overpass, killing 3 people and injuring about 70. Flames and smoke spread across the south of the capital as nearly 30 vehicles burned. Victims with severe burns, some with clothing fused to their skin, waited on the road for help while neighbors pulled others from the fire. Mayor Clara Brugada called the blast an emergency and said 19 of the injured, including 2 young children and the truck driver, are in critical condition. Authorities believe the truck exploded after tripping over, but prosecutors are investigating the cause. The Philippines has strongly protested against a newly approved Chinese plan to create a nature preserve in Scarborough, Shoal, a contested territory claimed by both countries in the South China Sea. China's State Council announced plans to build a nature preserve on the 3,500-hectare islet calling it an important guarantee for maintaining diversity, stability and sustainability. The council said the preserve will include core and experimental zones covering virtually the entire territory. The plans drew immediate anger in the Philippines, where the Department of Foreign Affairs promised to lodge a formal diplomatic protest against what it described as illegitimate and unlawful action. The department stressed that Bajo de Masilok is a long-standing and integral part of the Philippines over which it has sovereignty and jurisdiction. But China's foreign ministry pushed back, saying the area had never been part of Philippine territory and rejecting what it called groundless accusations of so-called protests from Manila. England's Football Association has brought 74 charges against Premier League club Chelsea, alleging breaches of its football agents' regulations. FIFA in a statement said the conduct, which is subject of the charges, ranges from 2009 to 2022 and primarily relates to events which occurred between 2010 to 11 to 2015 to 16 playing seasons. The FA did not elaborate on the charges, but Chelsea said the matters were self-reported by the club after the change in ownership in May 2022. At the time, the London club was owned by Roman Abramovich, but the Russian billionaire put Chelsea up for sale in 2022 following sanctions after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He completed the sale to an investment group led by Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital. Chelsea said in a statement that during a thorough due diligence process prior to completion of the purchase, the ownership group became aware of potentially incomplete financial reporting concerning historical transactions and other potential breaches of FA rules. It disclosed that immediately upon the completion of the purchase, the club self-reported the matters to all relevant regulators, including the FA. That story from England concludes tonight's edition of The World Today, as produced by Sandra Kenneth of the News Department. But before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headlines. South Africa has sentenced 7 Chinese nationals to 20 years in prison for trafficking and forced labor. We told you that Ghana has welcomed United States deportees despite global controversy over migrant policies. You heard that a conservative activist, Charlie Kirk, has been assassinated at Utah University in the United States. We also told you that the United Kingdom has fired Ambassador to the United States, Peter Mandelson, over links to Epstein. And finally, you heard that gas tanker explosion in Mexico has claimed 3 lives. Till same time tomorrow, to have a lovely evening, and thank you so much for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
BBC World Service. I'm Audrey Brown in London with Focus on Africa. South Africa to reinvestigate the death of the anti-apartheid hero Steve Biko 48 years after he died in police custody.
It was probably the most notorious murder in police custody, and for it not to have been dealt with immediately after the final TRC report is shocking.
The horrific aftermath of several attacks in which more than 120 civilians have been killed since March this year.
The scene was chilling. There were bodies everywhere, one on top of the other. There were bodies inside and outside the mosque. The wounded were screaming and bleeding.
We're asking, why are Islamist militants targeting civilians in Niger? And we'll meet the Nigerian poet who's the UN's first global advocate for peace. That's all on the BBC Tonight in Focus. First, the news.
Hello, this is the BBC News with Fiona MacDonald. The FBI says it has recovered a high-powered rifle that agents believe was used to kill the influential conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Mr. Kirk was speaking at a university in Utah on Wednesday when he was hit in the neck by a single bullet. President Trump has eulogized him at a ceremony marking the anniversary of the September the 11th attacks.
Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Britain has sacked its ambassador to the United States because of his ties to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The UK government said emails written by Peter Mandelson showed the extent of their relationship was materially different than previously known. Our diplomatic correspondent Caroline Hawley says the dismissal comes at a critical time ahead of Trump's state visit to the UK next week.
This second state visit for Donald Trump is unprecedented. Usually you might get a cup of tea and lunch, not a full-scale visit. And these state visits are used to further the economic interests. Obviously, Peter Mandelson was a key figure just because of his background. We don't know how quickly it will take now to appoint a successor. I mean, it's generally considered a plum job in the Foreign Office, the top job, but there's the question of who would want it now in an unpredictable Trump presidency.
Venezuela has deployed its armed forces, militia and police to defend itself against supposed threats from the United States. President Nicolas Maduro says he activated his Independence Plan 200 to prepare for an armed conflict if Venezuela were attacked. Mimi Swaby reports.
Venezuela has deployed its forces across strategic regions in the country after Nicolas Maduro activated his Independence Plan 200, mobilizing 284 battlefronts across the region. The goal is simple: defend the homeland, guarantee territorial peace, and prepare for an armed conflict if Venezuela were attacked. This comes as 4,000 US troops are stationed just outside Venezuelan waters in the South Caribbean Sea, as President Trump's fight against drugs entering the US intensifies.
Nepal's military says it has recaptured nearly 200 prisoners after mass jailbreaks during deadly protests that toppled the government earlier this week. More than 13,000 detainees escaped from prisons nationwide during the chaos, in which 34 people were killed. World News from the BBC. The latest economic data from the United States shows the annual rate of inflation for consumers rose last month to its highest level since January. The figure reached 2.9% in August. Despite the increase, the US Central Bank is still expected to go ahead with interest rate cuts next week. The overall impact of President Trump's tariff policy appears relatively muted. Funeral ceremonies are being held in Qatar for those killed in the Israeli strike on Tuesday that targeted Hamas leaders meeting in Doha. The coffins are draped in flags, Palestinian for the Hamas associates who were killed and Qatari for a security guard who also died. The fate of the Hamas leaders who were targeted is yet to be confirmed. Hamas says they survived. The leader of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, has pardoned 52 prisoners, including 14 foreigners, after Donald Trump asked for their release last month. All the detainees have crossed into neighbouring Lithuania. 6 of them are from there. A US official said Washington would in return lift sanctions on the state-run Belarusian airline. South Africa will allow husbands to take the surname of their wives for the first time. The country's top court overturned a law that gave women the right to do so, but not men. The case was brought by 2 couples, as Sebastian Usher explains.
A section of the Births and Deaths Registration Act in South Africa implicitly barred men from taking their wives' surnames. These clauses were challenged by 2 couples in a case that went up to the country's highest court. They argued that the law was archaic and patriarchal and that it violated equality rights that were enshrined in the constitution South Africa adopted at the end of the apartheid era. The Constitutional Court accepted the argument and has now ruled that the legal clause in the Act amounted to gender-based discrimination.
From London, that's the latest BBC News.
Hello, I'm Audrey Brown, and today in Focus on Africa, from South Africa, a new investigation into the killing of the anti-apartheid hero Steve Biko, who died in police custody. His friend and comrade in arms tells us why he matters 48 years after his death.
He took a term like black, which in English means dark, terrible, bad, etc., and turned it around into something positive. It resulted in a black consciousness ideology which said, look to yourself, Be proud of who you are and don't allow yourself to be put down by anybody else.
A new report reveals that Islamist militants have stepped up attacks against civilians in Niger this year. We'll be hearing why that is happening. And